Hello there, it is me. So now let me see. Now I'm going to give up on the music thing for a while because I just got two major hits for uploading dangerous and restricted content from one of them from this channel. Now I didn't realize it, but I suppose these Vivo ones must be owned by some kind of corporation. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, I took one of these videos and modified it slightly and then uploaded it, assuming, it's already on YouTube. What's the difference if it's on one channel or another channel? But that resulted in a strike, so that's strike 2, and third strike I would lose my account. So I better not do any more experimentation with videos. I could make another channel, I suppose. It's kind of dangerous. I might want to just kind of turn that channel off for a while or something. Not really sure. I don't want to subscribe to something owned by. It doesn't say who owns it. Who owns it? About. Okay. What is Vivo? I thought Vivo was a official website. Cannot be found. Okay, there is no such page. Email list. Zapod UK. PJ Harvey email list. Sign up for updates, blah blah blah. Register. But what is it? I don't want to sign up to it. Something I don't even know what it is. There's no, what was this? pjharvey.net. Well, maybe just pjharvey.net. Maybe that exists. There is. There's just not a home.ask. So they should fix that on their YouTube page. Okay, so all of these are illegal to upload to YouTube, I suppose. I wish I would tell you that first. Anyway, once again, with this program, I work slowly at it because every time there's some step and I'm going to do it and I know it's going to be a big hassle and it's going to fail. And then I do it and it works the first time. Once again, first time again, it worked. And that was that differences thing. So what I did was, now I got a whole bunch of these structures. Well, not that many. There's this main structure, assist info. I wanted to have, if I want to do a difference, I figured I need to be able to subtract one use assist info from another. So I made a global subtract operator like that, and a minus equals, which I haven't used. I probably don't need that. In fact, I'll just get rid of it. So I can subtract an assist info from an assist info, and I'm taking the middle things as D words, even though it may be, as I suspect, two separate word values. I don't know, and everything else I just subtract. Okay. Then I have these typed buffer things. Those what I call them UA item. UA item. Actually, maybe entry is a better word, but whatever. And then I have these item lists. So an item list is just a list of these, not UA items, but just named buffers. A named buffer is an item. Actually, I took away the word item because there are too many items. But it's still sort of retained here. A list of named buffers, an item list. An item is just anything in that in the in the list. Doesn't have to be a user. What the special kind, the special 48 byte long one that's associated with the various named ones. Now, why is this? I want to find out, actually. It's probably too late. Oh, I can't. I have to have had this open already. I want to find out what it's doing right now, but I can't because I need to run the process monitor. But in order to run the process monitor, I need to get the access control prompt up. And once it's come up once, then it's quick, and I can't do anything about speeding it up. I mean, about slowing it down and finding out what it's doing. One thing I found out was why this thing used to start up really, really slowly, and it's fast now. I was able to find out why using that same method. I ran process monitor, and I started up dev env, and I noticed it was going through a cache called come on, God's sake, web cache or something. I give it a marked directory like dev env cache. Here it is. Okay. Now there were like hundreds of thousands of these in here. Okay. So every time you open a project, a directory gets made in here, and I don't know, this one's empty. Maybe some of them aren't empty. Mine is not no direct. A minus D. Oh yeah, thanks. I gotta figure that out because it's probably one of these caches that's gotten so big that now it's unusable. A minus D? Nothing, right? It's a whole bunch of empty directories. And it was just going through them, like searching for something. I don't even know what it's for. Website cat, what website? And you might find the same on your machine. The dev env, the program, now starts up at normal speed. It will for a while, until that thing gets so full that it spends all of its time running through that directory. Now I believe that the user assist prompt is doing a similar thing, and now it's quick. But I might be able to still catch what it's doing. But first let me just show you the thing I did. So what I wanted to do was take my snapshot things and take a difference and see what changed between now and the last snapshot. Okay, so first I made an operator global operator minus for user assist and assist info, the 48 byte one, which I'm trying to figure out what all these numbers are, right? And that includes everything. And then I made another operator minus global, which subtracts a snapshot from a snapshot and returns a list of name buffers. Well, so it may include items that aren't 48 bytes long, but that's okay because in fact, I could make this return a list of UA items if I wanted, because I'm filtering them out. See, here's this minus. This is the return value. Now I'm going through an index. The snapshots are composed of items, and it's my belief that things don't get deleted. So up to the minimum of the count of these two snapshots, the items should be identical. If they differ at any point, then that should indicate the end of one of the lists. They should be identical up to the point where they differ, which should be the end of one of them. If nothing ever gets deleted, right, things are continuously added, then everything has to be the same. For one has to head equals the other in terms of the names anyway. I think that follows. Well, I'm assuming it anyway, and now I'm creating a user assist item, which is only 48 bytes worth, from the snapshots are lists. So at the end index for the first snapshot, check to see if it's a valid user assist thing. If not, this is like an assertion because I break here. Here I'm saying that they must be constantly aligned with each other until the end of the smaller of the two. And so this should never be valid. Okay. Now it could maybe get messed up if I modified the registry myself. But besides that, we should be okay. So if the two are invalid, which they do, the invalids do come in pairs. I've tried it. Then I continue. Eventually it gets through, and then I know for sure that this one has to be. I should assert that. Actually, I should return, assert and return. Return what we got already. But it will be valid. Also, the names should be equal. This should be an assertion too. We can make a bool. Same name. Which is better. I'll get a big message in this case rather than a quiet one. Otherwise, I just add that item. Well, sorry. I want to add the difference of the two items to a list. So I take the name of the first one. They have the same names. and the difference of the items using my special operator, which builds me a list of differences which I return. Alright, now in startup and loading, I added some code to make it take a difference. So after loading up the history, okay, I load up all of the history that I've already got, and then, so these are the history ones. Wait a minute, there should be one extra one. Where do I load my extra one? Oh, I want my extra one too. That's why this seems a little bit funny. Okay, I should do this after loading the very last one. So where is this called? It should be done after this. I'll make a new function. Well, here it is here. Where is it? Create snapshot snap. Count one. No, here. Create snapshot. I'm going to put this in loading. Trying to sort this out so one category of operations in one file. Okay. So here, this loads one from history. This loads one from the current, the user assist key. It's similar to this function, and it gets called here. And I want to do that with that thing I've been doing. I'll give it a name, and create difference list, something like that. Diff list, delta, create delta. A snapshot, diff, and I should pass in two snapshot. Okay, I won't do that now. I'll just show you what I've done. Now it's in loading. So here, I thought I already had them all loaded up at this point, but I don't. But in any case, it's the same idea. If the count is, if there's more than one item, I take the last snapshot minus the second to last penultimate snapshot from my history, I guess, which is not really what I want, right? It should be current snapshot minus last history item, but whatever, same thing. And that gives me a list of items, and those items are differences. And now I walk through the differences, checking to see if there's any non-zero differences. And if I find some, now these are already in the user assist format, so I can print out the differences, and then I dump the raw data. So if I run the program, now the last two, it's going to be the same as last time because I'm not taking it. I thought I was taking it from the current snapshot, but it's really the last two. So this will give me the same resolved as the last time I ran the program, which I don't know if that might be more useful. Because if you're looking at a particular difference, maybe you don't want to have just running the program alter what you're studying, right? So I might leave it just as it is, in fact. So this is the difference, not from the current snapshot, but from the last two taken, not including this one. And I'm not putting them on the diagram, but I'm printing them out in the debug box. Well, in fact, there should only be two. Normally I get quite a few more, but the first time I got a whole bunch. And I thought it was kind of crazy. It was like 127 differences, but it turned out that it was a mistake in my minus function. Easy to locate. Okay, so there are only two differences, turns out, between those two snapshots, between this one and this one, which are taken almost immediately one after the other, right? And I took those almost one after the other because the output wasn't making sense. Okay, so for those two, it involves two of the entries, one for dev env, whose milliseconds went up by this amount, and that unknown thing went up by 1. And for this program, VA view, whose the unknown thing went up by 3, and its milliseconds went up, just as you would expect. Okay. Now, what I could do is I can save this snapshot. I have a new exit box. See how I've incorporated my new knowledge about putting icons on dialog. So if I save this one, okay, then now it's going to, when I run it, it'll be the difference between the one I just made and the one prior to that. 10 differences. Okay. Now I did a bunch of things between those two times. VA view, certainly a big increase. Something called DWM ran for a while. And something called auto-generated. Launch time changed. Now, it was there, and it was there again. The reason I'm getting a difference is because it exists in both snapshots. And this, I guess it's not first launch time, but it's at launch time, so it must be, like they said, last time of launch. Here's the difference. This is the data in the difference. This became a 1, which I call shell execs, which must have been 0 before, and time went up by that amount. I could print this out in seconds or something. No, yeah, I could print out both dates. Changed from date. I'll just take, it's not contained in the difference. I would have to extract that particular item from one or the other snapshots, and then I can print out both dates. This one too, its launch date changed. That's media encoder, which is currently running. That makes sense. Explorer. Now, I don't know why that changed. Oh, that's true. I guess maybe this thing is considered Explorer. Command. Launch time changed. dead end, of course. There's quite a few differences. Chrome, just time. Chrome is just going up by time. Oh, and sometimes this unknown event. Now, did I close Chrome? I don't think I closed it during that time. Regedit, well, we did run regedit, and it just went up by 3. In fact, it's currently running, and its time went up. And of course, this media player. So now all of these things are just this structure is represented by these columns here. So now it's just a matter of me placing these differences in the columns, right? And using this, well, either using this one, I would have to use this one minus the last one if I want to put something in here. What I could do is when I change to a different time, I'll just always take the difference between, here and the one prior to it, and put it somehow indicate that in the columns. I haven't seen these things change at all. I guess there would be when this changes to an 8, or when I do differences for every time I do a switch. Okay, just so I give you that little update. So that works and everything is looking great. And all I gotta do now is run this thing and watch what's changing, and the structure of this thing should just follow naturally, I think. Okay, see you.